There can be few markets as openly competitive as professional football. There can be few moments in the history of a football club more transformational than the moment they invest in a new stadium. Because now more than ever, the stadium isn't simply a physical venue where a football match occurs once or twice a week for half the year. It's much more than that. A stadium is embedded in the community. It's in the streets that have filed through the turnstiles for generations. It's at the heart of the community itself. So physically, it is part of that community, but also, just as importantly, it's part of the global community for the football club's brand. Think about it. You walk through the stadium door. At that point, you can connect to a brand which reaches every single corner of the globe. So virtually, that stadium is an emblem, a symbol of something much bigger. How many of us go to work and have the opportunity of 60,000 of our customers to sing from the terraces just how good the experience that you have created for them really is? Not many. Think about the opportunity that a football club has to bring to life the brand with a physical investment such as this. The stakes are high, though, very high. You need a very ambitious plan. Luckily, thankfully, we have the man with a plan with us. So please, put your hands together and join me in welcoming the head of IT for Tottenham Hotspur, Mr. Alex Haddow. So, Alex, no pressure.
No pressure at all, eh?
The biggest moment in Spurs history. Actual feat.
Arguably.
Absolutely. So, where are we right now with the project? Can you share with the audience what the stadium looks like?
Okay, so for those of you who don't know, we're creating a brand new stadium in the site of our old stadium, White Hart Lane. It's a 62,000, just over 62,000 capacity stadium. Everybody is planning and driving towards being in that stadium next season. If you don't know, we've announced that we are hosting NFL games. At the moment, it's two a year for 10 years. And that brings its own issues and you know, you've got some big American football players on a pitch. So what we decided to do was, well, let's create two pitches. So we'll create an artificial pitch, and then 1.6 meters above that, we'll create a football pitch. And that football pitch will slide out in 3 sections under the stand to show this pitch below it. So, you know, that's over a 9,000-ton sliding pitch that's moving out in 3 sections that isn't artificial, that is grass, and it needs to be maintained. And we think we can do that we can move that pitch out in about 25, 30 minutes. So
25, 30 minutes, an entire pitch.
Absolutely.
And where do you hide it?
Under the south stand.
Fantastic. Who'd have thought it? What about the technical challenges you've had bringing ICT into what is not a conventional building?
Absolutely. I mean, historically, when stadia and large public venues have been built, ICT has always been you know, pretty much an afterthought. You know, they'll go and build the stadium, the venue, and then they go to the head of IT. Well, go on, then off you go. Put your stuff in. And that's not how we wanted to work. We were very keen that we would be treated as importantly as the core services, electricity, water, you know. But that's a mindset change. You know, you have to get the architects and the builders to work in a different way. And I think we've achieved that.
Fantastic. Now, at the center of your strategy is building a world-class customer experience, a real revolution in fan experience. How's ICT helped you do that?
Well, if you look at the current way that a lot of football clubs and sporting clubs engage with their supporters, it's batched, it's not personalised, it happens very infrequently, and it's probably not very relevant. For us, it is so important that we now start to provide personalised content, targeted content that is meaningful to your supporters. So this is where we're heading right now. We firmly believe, very much like the Disney story, that going to this stadium, once or twice a week, that's not the be all and end all. It's about the 24/7 journey. We want to get a 360 view of our supporters, so that we can give them the content that they want.
Mm-hmm. And in terms of the project itself, will never stand still. You cannot, day one of next season, first game, everything dreamlike happens. However, you continue to innovate. What comes next? How can you generate more revenue with technology? How can you move that fan experience on even further?
Well, I think it's interesting because, again, if you look at current stadia, there's no real desire for supporters typically to get to that stadia, anything about 15 minutes before kickoff, right? There's nothing there. So we obviously want to provide that rich experience. It is about providing the technology, and we feel that some of the future technology that we could actually employ to enhance that experience. Wearables. If you think about, most people or a lot of people have wearables now, which was tracking, athletic performance or health or whatever. Well, why not link that to your professional sportsman? So, kids want to be Harry Kane, that's what they dream of being. Well, if they can see that they've done something from an athletic perspective, we could then share the ability of Harry Kane and how fast he accelerates or how far he's run, those sort of things, just to bring the young fans closer. That's something. But if you think about it, as a global brand, we can only get 62,000 people into that stadium. There are millions of supporters out there that will never ever come to the new stadium. So using something like virtuality, creating virtual stadiums, if you could output some of the experience that the 62,000 people have on an event day, and provide it in a virtual environment so that fans could collaborate, I think that's an experience that's really worthwhile for those people that would never ever get to the stadium. And there's no reason why they couldn't collaborate in real time with the people that are actually at the stadium.
So actually, you're talking about providing a lifestyle, not simply a venue, which is an impressive ambition.
Absolutely. I think, that lifestyle brand kind of ethos is where we think that, we know our supporters will, live and breathe that. Our supporters, they're not going to stop becoming a Tottenham Hotspur supporter and become an Arsenal supporter. It's just not going to happen, right? It is a lifestyle. So anything that enhances that experience is fantastic.
Fantastic. You talk about keeping the fans in the stadium, getting them there early so they can enjoy all of the facilities. You brushed over a couple of things which I think are quite impressive. One is an 86-metre long bar. Was it the longest bar in any stadium in Europe?
That's correct. Yeah.
Fantastic. Got your priorities.
Everybody needs to drink, right?
Absolutely right. And its own microbrewery?
Yep. We're looking at. We have these alongside over my 30,000 network cables. We have these huge beer pythons that are just shifting, gallons of beer around the stadium. It's, yeah, I'm a bit jealous of those.
Fantastic, fantastic. We could talk forever. So let's, in terms of Mitel, you had lots of choices here to go out
Yeah.
for a partner. Why choose Mitel?
Well, if you think about our organisation, it's obviously a well-known organisation, but actually, you know, underneath that, we're a mid-sized organisation, okay? But within that organisation, it's almost like we have 8 or 9 different companies. So we have first team football, with the medical services, training facilities. We have retail, so we have a number of stores. We have a warehouse. We have, you know, stock control. We have mail order, e-com. You know, we have our own charity, foundation. There are quite a lot of different, almost verticals within our organisation, and each have their own requirements from a unified comms and collaboration. And we really needed a solution that encompasses and covers all of those. And for me, Mitel, it was proven to do that. You know, when I first joined Tottenham Hotspur, we had 4 phone systems. You know, just to kind of cover all of those eventualities, and just ridiculous. And you know, over time, we've replaced those with the Mitel unified comms. Also, you know, stability. You know, highly available, resilient solution. You know, I can't have an event not happen because of an IT issue. Right? Just it's unthinkable. So, for me, those are some of the key areas that I wanted from a solution, and the ability to openly integrate. You know, because I'm not going to be able to tell you exactly what trends are going to come down the pipe, but you know, I need that easy way to integrate and not to have to worry about it. And for me, Mitel absolutely, you know, covers all of those aspects and more.
Fantastic. And just to go back to a comment made on the previous presentation, was this a vision of one man? Was it a really visionary individual that made this happen?
Well, it's a combination. You know, Daniel Levy is obviously, and the board are absolutely fixed on us being, you know, number one. You know, absolutely, that is the key drive here. And we've got a product of 11 players on a pitch, which is very, very weird, if you like. And you know, the stadium is a catalyst to create that experience around those 11 players. And we're an ever-changing, dynamic organisation, and I don't think we're ever going to stop that, and I think we'll keep pushing on. Absolutely.
Fantastic. I'm sure there are lots of you in the audience, like me, that would like to say, when you finished at Spurs, can you come to my club, please? we have so much to learn, so much to learn. Alex, thank you so much. It's been wonderful to be the unified communications supplier for Tottenham Hotspur. I know this is the start of a very, very long and profitable journey together, and we really do treasure your partnership. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. No, I appreciate it. Thank you. Cheers.
Just for kicks, yeah, your love is at a base for my heart to eclipse now. Might be over now.